What's up, guys? So if you've seen one of our more recent videos, you saw that our guineas got attacked and they're all gone, and we're not quite sure what did it. I'm thinking possibly fox, just because we weren't able to trap it, even though the prints do kind of look like raccoon prints, which would make sense too. We've had tons of raccoon attacks on the farm, but usually when we very easily trapped the raccoons. So we have put out a trap a couple times and caught nothing but one of our cats. So again, not even the wild cats that my husband was thinking might have been out there. So in the comments, you guys had said we should get a trail cam up. We actually have had a baby camera out there, like a baby monitor out before. That's how we caught our mink that was attacking our chickens a couple years back. It was really great because it was like real time. We heard them all making a lot of noise and screaming, and we went out there and took care of the mink right then and there. With the trail cams, we have watched a lot of videos, a lot of reviews, and the only unfortunate thing about trail cams is if you want one that's like real time, the way the baby monitors are, that kind of zing back to your phone and tell you, hey, there's movement, something happening, you have to get like a cellular plan for those. So before we make the step up to do that, we thought we would get one of the no cell trail cams. This means that it's just like the old school ones that you have the memory cards in, it takes the pictures, you come back obviously the next day, take your memory card out and see what's going on. This one is supposed to be able to take both pictures and videos. And this is one that we saw a bunch of reviews on. So we decided to go ahead and go with this one. It's the USO Good brand. And it is a TC30 trail cam. And again, this is one of the no cell trail cams, meaning that you don't have to get a service plan. I want to say we got it for, I think, $60. They have it on their site for the same price, but I went ahead and went through Amazon because I have an Amazon account and we're obsessed, and it's easy to return there if you have any issues. This showed up, the box looks in perfect condition, so I don't expect that there's going to be any reason to return it anyway. It does look like it comes with the batteries you need for it, which is cool. I don't know that they always do, but I know batteries are expensive. I'm sure they will be off-brand batteries, but even still. So this box looks like it is. So I see a cord, so maybe you can charge it or plug it in somewhere out there. It's kind of a small cord, so I wouldn't think that you'd be plugging it out there unless you obviously have a very big extension cord. It does come with 8 batteries, it looks like. This thing probably takes all 8. I think most of the trail cams take quite a few at a time. And then, of course, the strap where you're going to strap it around the tree or whatever you have out there. Us, it'll probably be the post to one of the enclosures. That's loud. Okay, so it looks like we have a really easy kind of step-by-step thing that it comes with little easy directions telling you kind of how high up you want it and your angle to be at depending on what you're kind of going for. We're obviously going for little critters. I don't expect it to be a deer that's busting in taking things. So we are going to have this lower down, which again is perfect because we're going to most likely put it on one of the posts on the enclosures and have it aimed towards where we want. You then have your user manual. Again, this is the USO Good brand, and it is a TC30 no cell cam. We didn't want to have to jump right to doing one of the ones that takes a cellular plan because we're not sure we like trail cams yet. We haven't used them. We're not hunters. My family always was, but we're not, so we're not really familiar with them. So we just thought, let's familiarize ourselves with one of these before we make the step up. I do, however, like watching all the videos of people's trail cam footage, and I think that's really fun. So I have a feeling that we'll end up doing a step up if we really like this. Okay, so I just satisfaction reasons, I had to pull the little cover off of that first. And it's obviously got the little covers on each of these too. I'm assuming that these are the motion detectors so that when an animal's coming in and out, it senses that an animal's there. And then you have obviously the part that is your camera. Okay, so there's a little lock on the side here that you're gonna undo first. Oh, okay, I do remember seeing that in the review. So that is just your batteries on the bottom there. And I saw that someone said that the really nice thing about the battery pack being down here is that every time you go to open this, where the batteries are usually here on them, then you don't have to worry about your batteries falling in and out when you go to check your stuff. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna get these batteries put in, and yeah, so we're gonna get the batteries put in, and then we'll go ahead and see how easy the little setup is right here. Okay, so it took me a minute to realize how I'm supposed to mess with this, because there's a very short, even in this big pamphlet, there's only 3 pages of instructions, or you have this that has literally this many instructions. And apparently I'm still too impatient to read them all in time. So I put the batteries in here, and then it started working. To do any of these settings that you see on here, you actually turn this switch to test and not to on. Because if you go to on, it counts down 5 seconds and then starts taking a picture, which of me is just my face going, what is happening with this? So yeah, you're gonna turn it to test. And then you can see, like here, I chose the mode setting. So we chose video mode because outside at night, all of our animals are locked up. So anything that will be passing by this will not be one of our animals. So it's okay to do video mode. If it was during the day, obviously, so many of ours are out and about, that this would run out of room real quickly. Also, it does come with a memory card, which is cool. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to supply my own. I also see how it has a USB port right here for that cord that I showed you earlier. And I would assume that because it's covered when this is closed, that is so you can just decide to take this whole thing down and plug it straight into the computer if you don't have a card reader, which is nice. So yeah, so there's mode setting. You can do photo pixel. You can choose your video resolution. So when you're on mode, oops, you can look back at the confusing pictures that you accidentally took. What is nice is also while you're in this test setting area, and I saw this on the reviews as well that was mentioned, what's nice is when this is out and you're setting this up, you can put this where you need to, tilt it where you need, and then you can stand back where the animal that you're aiming for would be found and see, do I have this set at the right time? And again, if you really want to test it, you could put it all the way to on while it's set there, step back, let it take a picture, check on this to see if that's the level you want. Again, we are gonna aim for having it about 3 foot up because we are assuming that it's either a fox, raccoon, or a feral cat. The very biggest thing that we have around here that we've heard and seen are coyotes. But even still, that would be within the 3 foot mode because they're not wolves. So we're still good at that height. So I think I have it set right. I put the mode to video. So we're gonna go outside and set it up. Yeah, so I did it and it's highlighted on video. It looks like you can choose to do photo and video, but we're just interested in video right now. So that's what we're choosing. So yeah, I think I have everything set up the way we need. So you would do that. And then for right now, I'm just gonna turn it off because again, when we go back out there, see you, we're gonna turn it all the way to on and put it where we need to. And hopefully tonight we'll catch some footage. Honestly, the guinea enclosure was ransacked 5 days ago. And it took everything. Basically, we did, a lot of our pigeons did come back, so they had gotten out and escaped it and came back. And then you guys saw how we relocated the one real fat pigeon into our chicken coop. So that one is still around and stuff too. But the coop that whatever predator it was was going into and devastating is actually empty. So I don't know that we're gonna find what it was, because maybe it's moved on now that that cage is empty. But we'll probably put it still in front of that cage for a night to see if whatever it was came back. And then if we don't find anything there, we'll probably go ahead and move it so it's staring at just kind of like the chicken coop and anything else, so we can see if there's anything roaming around. My husband also found some tracks this morning in our pathways down in the like wooded area by our young emus that look like raccoon tracks. So that might be another place that we put this, just to see kind of what all animals are on the property right now, because really it could be anything that's on the property. And one thing we know is here is wild cats, and we know we've had raccoons 1,000,001 times that we've had to relocate. We know we've had possums. We've seen dens from foxes, and you can hear the coyotes, and we've seen them when we've been driving home before. So it really could be anything. And we've had a mink, and that was devastating. They were awful. But because this thing drug 2 of the guineas off with it, and I don't think it's a mink. A mink never carried anything off with it. It just devastated and left everything where it was. Most of the time we've had raccoons, they've also left things where they were too. So I don't know that it's that. But yeah, so we got this. Oh yeah, another thing is it does have a little space under here where you can get some of the accessories that go with it, like the solar panels, which if we like this one, we'll definitely look into getting it a little solar panel thing. That way we don't have to replace batteries a lot, because it did take all 8 of them. So they take a lot, and that makes sense. There's also a place where you can screw it on if you want yours on a tripod instead of hooking it to a tree. But we're gonna go ahead and put the strap on it and strap it to a tree or one of the enclosure posts. So let's go strap it up and then see what we catch tonight. Hopefully something cool. I don't even care what it is, but I want to see how good the footage is on it. Okay, so the strap they give you on this thing is like forever long. I don't know what kind of tree they're expecting you to put this around, but we're gonna put it on this tree. This is facing the enclosure. The closest enclosure to them is the pigs, which I think would try to eat the straps off of this. Across the way we do have the emus and the donkeys, but I don't know if that will be close enough to take a picture. So we're gonna start it on this tree. I'm gonna strap it up, see how the settings work, and then I'm actually, and yeah, I think this might even tilt it down nicely. We'll see. Yeah, we'll start on this one. Come on, I'll be up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start it there. We've got it probably a little more than 3 foot up and angling right between the pigs and the guineas enclosures. This is where the predator got in at, literally pulling the fencing up right from where it's connected. So we're gonna go ahead and leave that right there. I'm not going to turn it on right now because, like I said, we have some animals out and about free ranging. We don't want a million things to set it off. So we're going to leave it there. I'm going to come and turn it on in the evening once we put everyone to bed. And then we're going to see if we can catch anything. And if not, we'll move on. What? Huh? Go ask Dad. I don't have one.